Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. In part one of tonight's nightcap, I do a T-nut for a compound slide so that I can fit a different tool post. I'm not sure what the compound slide's off, but it certainly looks like an old British machine. In part two, I do some work for myself. One of the drawers where I keep all the parts for my milling machine is turned into a proper shithole, so I make some nice tool holders for ER32 in ER40 collets. I'll show a little bit of that. I finish off the hand wheel for the Sentinel diff lock, make a nice little brass nut and washer for that. This is a compound slide off a lathe. I'm not sure what lathe it's off it. It's got the British look about it. Anyway, what I've got to do is make a T-nut to fit in there. The lad supplied the one that came with a tool holder on his boat, and it was actually that wide. It was like an inch wide at each side. I've trimmed it down a little bit with an angle grinder just to get it a manageable size. I would have made a one from scratch had I been able to find me 16 by 1.5mm top, but I can't find it. I'm sure I've lent it to somebody. So I'm going to make a T-nut to go in there. It's no good just having a thin one in the bottom. It needs to be full depth to get some strength into the threads. So it's basically all milling machine work today. I've got the piece mounted flat in the milling machine vise. All I'll do is square one edge up. That's actually a carbide cutter that's in there. I've got to give them because the corners of the teeth are chipped, which means it's no good to use on the end, but the side teeth are really sharp and it'll do what I want to do, no problem at all. So when you get them for nothing, that's the best way to get them. I've got a line scraped on, so it gets it very near the size. It's actually triangle in there, you feel it getting pulled into the cutter. And then when we go that way, that's conventional milling where it's going into the direction of the cutter. So the cutter's really sharp, it's ploughing that stuff off. We might end up putting coolant on here, I'm not sure. It's just about down to the line on there. One more light pass should do it. And that's really nice. That's from a cutter that come out of a skip. A little rag on there. I'm just going to knock that off before I put it in the vise and do that side. Not too bad for being cut with an angle grinder. Always turn the machine up before you go poking your hands in. Because this doesn't care what it cuts, it can be fingers, bones, doesn't make a difference. And it will make a mess of you. I need to take 10mm off each end. I'll just take it off with a milling machine. It's not worth going outside to grind it. And I can't go out to hacksaw it. Right, we need to machine 2 recesses in the corner, 6mm wide, 8mm deep. I'll put a couple of parallels in the vise, making sure it's all nice and clean in there. These are for an old height gauge I scrapped. Nice parallels for milling on, certainly accurate enough for what I'm doing here. Make sure it's sitting down nicely. Right, do the front one first. So all we need to do, I think this cutter, although it is chipped, will still do the job. First thing I'm going to set the height. I'm going to touch the height off. I better make sure I can get 8mm there before it hits the vise. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. I'm just going to turn this by hand just to touches off and the quill is locked. Right, so we'll set a 0 on the Z axis. Then we'll need to just touch that face there. Right, we'll set a 0 on that. I'm going to go down for the full 8mm of one blow. So now we're going to lock off the Z axis, and that's the height we're going to go to on both sides. That's one side, you'll look and move straight out to the other side now. Find 0, which is there, and then machine this side just the same. Clip the top of that vise jaw there. Right. Right, the moment of truth I suppose. Obviously I've tried it before I turn the camera on, and that's a little bit tight if anything, but That's alright, it's slack enough. So it goes in that way perfectly, so we're slightly off, or the slot's slightly off, but that's it, spot on. I'm going to put the stud in with a little bit of Loctite. I might need to face the bottom when the stud goes through, I'm not quite sure yet. The stud is a little bit proud. I've probably made the tolerance a little bit tight on this. It's actually hitting there, so I'm just going to put it in the lathe and just flash that face, and then that's the job done. Right, I've actually got the right size collet in there from the last job I was doing. That's amazing, absolutely amazing for me. If you're wondering what this is, it's a travelling steady. That's going to be the subject of the next lathe video. People get on about cheap Chinese tooling. That threaded hole is dead square in that piece of plate. It'll be fairly nice material as well. Right, that's it, splendid. Put a file and take them sharp edges off, and that should be the job about done. Right, let's see what we've got now. Fits in nice that way, and it fits in nice that way. So that's going to be just a job. It's obviously below. It's important that it is below that face there, which it is. But seeing that, it's just below it. I'm going to skim a little bit off that face as well, just so when it tightens down, that can't pull up and interfere with the base of the tool holder, base of the tool post. Just look at that. I keep saying take the tool out. That's asking to ride my hand open. That's all it takes to lift it off. Bastard thing wants to get you. Put that back in the cupboard now where it's lived for a long time without seeing the light of day. Right, we'll show you to get in there with this tool, no problem at all. Reduce the overhang by as much as possible. That's better. The little overhang you've got, the better. And the less overhang you've got, the better. Should be enough. So there's not one face left on there we haven't machined. Right, so now that is below the height of that, and when it's pulled up it's still below. I think it's a similar tool post to mine that's going on to that. That's my tool post there. Yeah, same one. And obviously I have got a 16mm tap somewhere because I did mine. That's the one I did for mine. There's a chance to clean that out. There's actually cutting water under there. I'll give it a good clean up now that's been removed. This is a better fit than mine. Yeah, you can leave that apart and I will clean it up. Come on, bastard. That's the nut I made for mine. Sort of like a Daleks exterminator. Nice with a handle on, just saves you having to use an adjustable spanner. Some people like a spanner. I like to use that. And that washer. The thickness of that washer depends where the handle stops, but it works quite nicely for me. I must have that in the wrong way around because the tool post's not stopping, the handle's not stopping where it's supposed to stop. That's better, stops away from the job. The red one releases the wedge, so your wedge that lifts up and closes that dovetail up. Some have a piston that pushes out. That's what I had on my box pad lathe, and it did used to move. This one is absolutely solid, and that's the little adjuster for the height. It's a copy tool post. Somebody actually sent us it in. They come from America. It was in a load of gear they bought, sent it to me, and I made it fit here, and I'm very happy with it. I've made quite a few of my own tool holders, but they're all available very cheaply. That's it.